Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We're here once again with more supplemental spoilers for One Piece chapter 1171, and I can guarantee that today's information is simply spectacular. That's right. Here on the channel, you don't miss a single thing about new One Piece chapters. We always bring you the freshest, hottest info straight from the most reliable leakers in the community. But before we dive into this explosive content, I have to make that special request. Leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet, and turn on the notification bell. This helps the channel grow, reach more people, and shows YouTube that our One Piece content is high quality. I'm setting a challenging goal of 600 likes on this video. Give me that support, and let's get into it. Guys, this new supplemental information that just came in from the leakers is absolutely monumental. I honestly believe it's going to massively, and I mean massively, increase the admiration many of you already have for Loki as a character. And trust me, it's more than deserved. Loki has proven to be one of the most interesting, complex, and well-written characters Oda has introduced in One Piece in a long time. Many fans are already saying he's the most compelling character in the Elbaf arc, and honestly, it's hard to disagree. With every new spoiler, every new detail, we uncover more layers to this giant who was initially presented as a possible villain. And the best part? Many theories crafted by the community were confirmed with just this single piece of information I'm about to share. So, if you were one of the theorists who called it perfectly, congratulations, you earned it. According to the leaker, and this is extremely important, before leaving Elbaf, when Loki finally departed the island to become a pirate and follow his own path, he did something incredibly noble and completely unexpected. Loki gathered everyone who had witnessed the tragic events at the castle, those who saw the death of King Harald, and made a very specific, meaningful request. Loki warned them, begged them, and ordered them to keep absolute secrecy about what truly happened on that fateful day. No matter what happened in the future, no matter the personal cost to him, no one was to speak a single word about the truth. And the reason behind this desperate request? To preserve the reputation and honor of his late father, the legendary King Harald. Let that sink in for a moment. Loki was willing to carry the label of parricide, the murderer of his own father, the so-called Cursed Prince, just to protect Harald's memory and legacy. The emotional and social weight of that decision is absolutely devastating when you think about it. Now we finally have a clear and definitive answer as to why Loki accepted the crushing burden of being seen as his father's killer. In reality, as the spoilers reveal, he desperately wanted to keep King Harald's reputation spotless. As we saw in previous chapters and flashbacks, King Harald is regarded not just as a great king, but as the greatest king Elbaf has ever had in its entire 1,000-year history. Harald was revered, respected, and admired by all giants. He was a living legend, a symbol of everything Elbaf stands for: honor, strength, dignity, and loyalty. And Loki, fully aware that he would be hated, rejected, and branded a monster and a traitor by his own people, chose to protect that perfect image. He chose to become the villain of the story, rather than allow the truth to stain Harald's legacy. So massive respect and recognition to everyone who theorized this from the beginning. You were absolutely right. Loki wanted, and still wants, to keep his father's reputation intact, no matter the personal cost. This completely transforms our perception of the character. Loki is not a villain, not a cruel murderer, not the cursed prince everyone believed him to be. He is, in fact, a deeply devoted son who made the greatest sacrifice imaginable, giving up his own reputation, his own name, and his own honor to protect his father's memory. Now we reach a question that's been sparking heated debate in the community. Why did Shanks imprison Loki? This hasn't been fully answered in the official spoilers yet, but we can make some solid deductions based on what we know. My personal theory, and I think it fits Shanks perfectly, is this. I believe Loki, consumed by rage, grief, and a thirst for revenge after his father's death, attempted to go straight to marry Geoise. His goal would have been to take revenge on those directly or indirectly responsible for Harald's death, most likely the world government, Emu, the Gorosei, or the Holy Knights. Shanks, being extremely intelligent and strategic, knows exactly how dangerous Mary Geoise and the world government are. he would have known that this would end terribly for Loki. A giant, even with an insanely powerful Akuma no Mi, storming Mary Geoise alone would be a suicide mission. Loki would have been killed without question, wasting not only his life but also his immense potential. So to protect Loki, yes, protect, not simply imprison him, Shanks made the hard choice to defeat him in battle and lock him away in Elbaf. By doing so, he prevented Loki from marching straight to his death. You could call it tough love. Shanks saved Loki's life by imprisoning him, even if that meant leaving him chained for years. The end of the villain Loki. Theory. With all these revelations, we can now officially and permanently bury the villain Loki theory. It's done. Destroyed. Gone. There is no room left to doubt this character's integrity. Loki is, without question, one of the most noble, honorable, and morally strong giants we have seen in all of One Piece. He sacrificed himself emotionally and socially out of love for his father. He carried guilt that was never his for years and years. He accepted universal hatred just to protect the memory of someone he loved. And in hindsight, everything makes even more sense when we remember how Luffy accepted Loki almost instantly from their very first meeting. As always, Luffy has an incredible, almost supernatural instinct for judging people's character. He rarely gets it wrong. The fact that Luffy at least saw something good in Loki was already a massive hint that there was far more to him than met the eye. Final questions and reflections. This leads us to some fascinating questions for the future of the arc. How will Loki reunite with the other giants once the truth finally comes out? How will Loki react when he realizes his silent sacrifice may finally come to an end? And what role will he play in the final war against the world government that we all know is coming? One thing is certain, Loki is not just a potential ally of the Straw Hats, he may be one of the key pieces in the final battle against Emu and the world government. Conclusion and important information. So that's it, everyone. What did you think of these absolutely incredible revelations? Did you call this theory from the start? Or were you completely surprised by the confirmation? Drop your opinions, theories, and reactions in the comments below. I love reading every single one of them and interacting with you all. Important schedule reminders for this week. Later today, we'll have the full summary with all detailed information from Chapter 1171. On Thursday, the chapter will be available in scans for reading. On Sunday, we'll get the official release from Viz Media. And one more important piece of news. A break after Chapter 1171 has been officially confirmed. Unfortunately, this time the break is from Oda himself, not just Weekly Shonen Jump like in recent weeks. That means we'll have to wait 2 weeks for the next chapter. But given the quality and intensity of what's happening, Oda's rest is more than deserved. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep getting the fastest and most complete One Piece spoilers, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and activate notifications so you never miss a new upload. This helps the channel grow like crazy and reach even more One Piece fans like us. Give me that support. I'll be back soon with more supplemental spoilers or the full chapter summary. Stay tuned and see you next time. Thanks, Nakamas.